1. Come over here. Number 1. Come over here. Look at what you've done.
Please don't beat me, Daddy.
Number 2. Come over here. Do you know this flower?
I think it's a rose.
Number 3. I will never play truant again.
Come over here.
Will you not beat me, please?
2. Hurry up. Number 1. Could you please stop dressing up now?
But we don't have to hurry.
Hurry up. I'm afraid we'll be late now.
Number 2. Hurry up. We are late now.
Will you pack up for me then?
Then we'll miss the bus.
3. That's settled. Number 1. May I come to work tomorrow?
That's settled.
Number 2. Shall I come back in some days?
That's settled.
Number 3. Will you raise my salary a little?
That's settled.
4. Could be. Number 1. Maybe he's not likely to take spicy food.
Could be.
Number 2. Maybe he'll stay at the school to be a teacher.
Could be.
Number 3. She's particularly good at handling matters.
Could be.
5. You'll have to rough it.
Number 1. This hotel is a bit too dirty.
I'm afraid you'll have to rough it.
Number 2. This office is really not well equipped.
I'm afraid you'll have to rough it.
Number 3. Can this be called a meal?
I'm afraid you'll have to rough it.
6. Have a try.
Number 1. These shoes look terrific.
Let me have a try.
Number 2. Do you think this dress suits me?
Why don't you have a try?
Number 3. Are you confident of the interview for tomorrow?
No idea, but I'd like to have a try.
7. Hot air.
Number 1. I'll just die if I fail the university entry exam.
Hot air.
Number 2. I feel so ashamed. I'd rather die.
Hot air. Number 3. I saw your girlfriend walking around with some other man.
Hot air.
8. It's absolutely unnecessary.
Number 1. I'd like to talk with him on this again.
It's absolutely unnecessary.
Number 2. I'll have the shoes repaired.
It's absolutely unnecessary. I never wear them.
Number 3. You'd better take a little more medicine.
It's absolutely unnecessary. I've totally recovered.
9. Then what?
Number 1. He's got the biggest part of bonus this time.
Then what?
Number 2. Her daughter has entered Tsinghua University.
Then what? Are you jealous of her?
Number 3. She finds a good husband. He loves her very much.
Then what?
10. So what?
Number 1. He is better tempered than you are.
So what?
Number 2. Why do you curse whenever you talk?
So what?
Number 3. Why do you spit onto the ground?
So what?
11. That's true.
Number 1. His parents are really rich.
That's true.
Number 2. You are sociable.
That's true.
Number 3. I've heard your French is excellent.
That's true.
12. You bet it is.
Number 1. Will you stop studying? It's time to take a rest.
You bet.
Number 2. Your mom cares so much for you.
You bet.
Number 3. It's the summertime. It's time to play.
You bet.
13. It's getting late.
Number 1. We should go back now. It's getting late.
But I still feel like seeing everything.
Number 2. Let's go back to the bookstore to have a look.
It's getting late. Let's go back.
Number 3. Hurry up. You must go to bed now. It's getting late.
It's all right. I can get up in the morning.
14. There is something wrong.
Number 1. Why are so many people over there?
There is something wrong.
Number 2. Why are you crying? What's wrong?
Yeah, there is something wrong.
Number 3. Could you lend me a little money?
What is it?
There's something wrong with me. I'm in need of money.
15. That's it.
Number 1. Is there anybody working for tomorrow?
That's it. Number 2. Are you going to keep on like this with your parents?
That's it.
Number 3. So you're not going to reconcile with your wife?
That's it.
16. That cannot be more true.
Number 1. It's important to be lucky.
That cannot be more true.
Number 2. You must be confident to succeed.
That cannot be more true.
Number 3. I hear that your husband is quite able.
That cannot be more true.
17. You want to bet?
Number 1. How can I believe you?
You want to bet?
Your words never count.
Number 2. Here are your problems again.
I promise I'll be okay. You want to bet?
Okay, I'll trust you one more time.
18. Let's think of an idea.
Number 1. The kid needs 20,000 yuan to be cured in hospital.
Don't worry. Let's think of an idea.
Number 2. I want to go back home, but it's difficult to buy the airplane ticket.
Let's think of an idea.
Number 3. I have left the wallet in the taxi.
Let's think of an idea. 19. You're crazy.
Number 1. I'd like to set up a big company.
You are crazy. How can you get the funds?
Number 2. I want to quit the job.
You are crazy. Just nonsense.
Number 3. I want to drive around the whole world.
You are crazy. Are you kidding?
20. That's ridiculous.
Number 1. She's in love with her cousin.
That's ridiculous.
But she's determined to marry him.
Number 2. I feel everybody dislikes me.
That's ridiculous. Go to see a psychiatrist.
Number 3. Did you fall in love with somebody else?
How can I? That's ridiculous.
21. Greedy. Number 1. They ask 1,000 yuan for such a small apartment.
Greedy.
Number 2. Greedy. They collect 80 yuan for foot treatment.
Well, so many people are rich, you know.
Number 3. The price can't be lower than 5,000 yuan.
Greedy. It's at most worth 2,500 yuan.
But it's from Taiwan. 22. Boring. Number 1. How's everything going with you?
It's really boring. I just stay at home.
Number 2.
How about presenting you a girlfriend?
That's boring. I don't want to make a girlfriend.
Number 3. I am really fond of you. I'd like to treat you to a dinner.
That's boring. Don't nag me.
23. What a bore.
Number 1. How do you like the sketch?
What a bore.
Number 2. What do you think of the TV series?
What a bore.
Number 3. How's the voyage?
What a bore.
24. Okay.
Number 1. Shall we have a sauna?
Okay.
Number 2. Shall we go traveling by train?
Okay.
Number 3. Shall we go to bed earlier this evening?
Okay.
25. Me too.
I am Japanese. What about you?
Me too.
Number 2. I am 23 years old.
Me too.
Number 3.
I am the only daughter in my family. Me too.
26. Don't make fun of me.
Number 1. I hear that your girlfriend is very beautiful.
Don't make fun of me.
Number 2. You are the most brilliant guy among us.
Don't make fun of me.
Number 3. I hear you are promoted to be the general manager.
Don't make fun of me.
27. How come?
Number 1.
Daddy, I failed the exam again.
How come? It's so disgraceful.
Number 2. Traffic jam again. How come?
What can we do? It's rush hour.
Number 3. I'm just adding weight even if I eat nothing.
How come?
Who knows?
28. You're exaggerating.
Number 1. I can eat 8 steamed bread for 1 meal.
You're exaggerating.
Number 2. I can type 800 characters within 1 minute.
You're exaggerating.
Number 3. I can speak 5 different languages.
You're exaggerating.
29. There's nothing I can do.
Why don't you have your salary increased?
There's nothing I can do.
Number 2. Why do you always work for extra hours?
There's nothing I can do.
Number 3. Why do you always come back so late in the evening?
There's nothing I can do.
30. I couldn't help it.
Number 1. The Chinese football team lost again.
I couldn't help it.
Number 2. I just bought a bike and then had it lost.
I couldn't help it.
Number 3. I had just lost weight and then I began to gain it back.
I couldn't help it.
31. Let me see.
Number 1. Do you know the man?
I think so. Let me see.
Number 2. I think she looks familiar. It seems I have seen her somewhere.
You are right. Let me see.
Number 3. Where should we go for dinner?
Let me see.
32. It's on me.
Number 1. Do you feel like eating on the street in front of the restaurant?
Yes, I do. Let's go, and it's on me.
Number 2. Shall we go to see the American pop film?
Okay, it's on me.
No, it's on me this time. Last time you paid for it.
Number 3. Well, it's on me. Just order whatever you want.
Okay, I'll order now.
33. I'm counting on you now.
Number 1. Then we are all leaving. I'm counting on you now.
Don't worry, just leave the home to me.
Number 2. I will look after your brothers and sisters.
I'm counting on you now.
Number 3. Well, you all lost?
I'm counting on you now.
34. It stinks.
Number 1. How come it smells so terrible?
No need to say. It comes from the toilet.
Whoa, it stinks.
Number 2. How long haven't you cleaned the toilet?
For about a week. I've been too busy.
What a shame. It stinks.
35. What are you showing off for?
Number 1. Look at the enrollment notice for my foreign university.
What are you showing off for?
Number 2. Look at my belt. The brand is Golden Lion.
What are you showing off for?
Number 3. Look at my Benz.
What are you showing off for?
36. That's how I see it.
Number 1. Don't wait anymore. Please go back now.
That's how I see it.
Number 2. Shall we have dinner after the shower?
That's how I see it.
Number 3. It's raining. Let's not go there.
That's how I see it.
37. I think so.
Number 1. Is she divorced?
I think so.
Number 2. Is it the time that she retired?
I think so.
Number 3. Has her daughter gone abroad?
I think so.
38. That's okay.
Number 1. Sorry to interrupt again.
That's okay.
Number 2. You've been so helpful. Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Number 3. I'm so sorry. Please excuse me.
That's okay.
39. Work harder.
Number 1. I just cannot improve my English.
Work harder.
Number 2. There are 2 weeks ahead for the exams.
Work harder.
Number 3. My work seems to be so boring.
Don't worry. Work harder.
40. Everything'll be all right.
Number 1. We both lost our jobs.
Don't worry. Everything'll be all right.
How can we make a living then?
Number 2. My mom's badly ill.
Don't worry. Everything'll be all right.
But the disease is incurable.
41. Don't hesitate.
Number 1. I wonder if I should travel to Hong Kong.
Don't hesitate. Just go if you feel like it.
Number 2. Is it proper for me to buy such a beauty card?
Don't hesitate. Just buy one.
Number 3. I think this hairstyle suits me better.
Just have it done. Don't hesitate.
42. It's your turn.
Number 1. Keep silent. It's your turn.
Oh, I forgot about it.
Number 2. I'm so nervous. What if I can't sing well?
Come on, it's your turn.
Number 3. Who shall pay the bill?
It's your turn.
Not me. Last time it was me.
43. It's time to go. Number 1. It's time to go.
Don't hurry. It's still early.
You know what time it is now?
Number 2. Let's chat for a little while longer.
It's time to go now. I'll have to work tomorrow.
Number 3. It's time to go now, or I'll miss the bus.
If you go now, I'll go after you.
44. Nonsense.
Number 1. I hear that you keep a little money to yourself.
Nonsense.
Number 2. I hear that he's in love with another woman.
Nonsense.
Number 3. I heard that your father married again.
Nonsense. 45. You can't say that.
Number 1. Your son behaves so badly. It's just because you spoil him.
You can't say that. Number 2. People in your family like to gain extra advantage.
You can't say that.
Number 3. You pissed me off and I got ill.
You can't say that.
46. Let me do it.
Number 1. You haven't finished yet.
I've been busy for the whole morning.
Let me do it.
Number 2. This computer is too heavy to move.
Let me do it.
Number 3. Where on earth is this problem?
Don't worry. Let me do it.
47. Give me a break.
Number 1. Will you give us a show?
Give me a break.
Number 2. I'll call the police if I see you stealing again.
Okay, give me a break.
Number 3. I'll kill you if you bully girls again.
I dare not do it again. Give me a break.
48. Let's get started.
Number 1. What's the time now? Will you have dinner?
Okay, let's get started.
Number 2. Is everyone here?
Let's get started.
Number 3. It's 9 o'clock. Shall we begin the meeting?
Okay, let's get started.
49. Cheers.
Number 1. Come on, cheers for Daddy's health.
Cheers.
Number 2. Come on, let's give a toast for our host.
Cheers.
Number 3. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's give a toast for our reunion.
50. After you.
Number 1. Are you tired? Take some water.
After you.
Number 2. The dishes are well done. Will you take some?
After you.
Number 3. The cigarettes are made in Yunnan. Will you take one?
After you.
51. Sorry to have kept you waiting for so long. Number 1. Sorry to have kept you waiting for so long.
It's all right. Number 2. You are here at last. You kept me waiting for such a long time.
Sorry to have kept you waiting for so long.
Number 3. Where have you been?
Sorry to have kept you waiting for so long.
52. I'm so sorry.
Number 1. My dear, where have you been?
I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting for so long.
Number 2. I'm so sorry to have interrupted you.
You are just welcome.
Number 3. I'm so sorry. Please wait for me one more minute.
It's okay. Just hurry up, please. 53. You've got a point there.
Number 1. You are so kind to her.
You've got a point there.
Number 2. Your mother is so kind.
You've got a point there.
Number 3.
You are such a good son at home.
You've got a point there. 54. I can't agree more.
Number 1. You are actually very kind to her.
I can't agree more.
Number 2. If we were not stuck, we would be here much earlier.
I can't agree more.
Number 3. If you don't keep a diet, your blood fat will be increased.
I can't agree more.
55. My God!
Number 1. The gangster has killed 5 people in all.
My God!
Number 2. If you piss me off again, I'll die.
My God!
Number 3. I really want to die. I've lived enough.
My God!
56. Wow.
Number 1. He has just won 5 million yuan.
Wow.
Number 2. Wow, the design of the car is really beautiful.
Will you get one?
Number 3. I have gained 1 million yuan this year.
Wow.
57. Pull harder. Take harder. Push it harder.
Number 1. The door is too tight. I can't close it.
Pull harder.
Number 2. The road is too steep. I can't ride anymore.
Take harder.
Number 3. The TV is too heavy. I can't carry it.
Push it harder.
58. Courage up.
Number 1. I failed the exam.
Courage up. You'll do it well next time.
Number 2. I'm not confident of myself.
Courage up. Actually, you are terrific.
Number 3. I often regret my wrongdoing.
Courage up. Look ahead.
59. How dare you?
Number 1. Mom, I want to dye my hair yellow.
How dare you?
Number 2.
Daddy, I want to drop out and help you to do business.
How dare you? Don't kid around.
Number 3. I decide to quit the job immediately.
How dare you?
It has nothing to do with you.
60. You'll be sorry.
Number 1. I said goodbye to him.
He's a nice guy. You'll be sorry.
No, I think he's hypercritical.
Number 2. I'm going to work in my homeland.
You'll regret it.
I'd like to live another life.
61. Give me a hand.
Number 1. Excuse me, please give me a hand.
Okay, no problem.
Number 2. Why didn't you finish the work again?
The homework is too difficult. Please give me a hand.
Number 3. Please give me a hand. I can't finish the work myself.
I can't help you for nothing, eh?
62. Please.
Number 1. Please, will you take the kid to school?
Sure, no problem.
Number 2. Please, will you take the day off for me?
No problem, I'll do it.
Number 3. Please tell me your problems.
Please, could you lend me 100 yuan?
63. Sorry to take an early leave.
Number 1. Sorry to take an early leave.
Sure, if you are busy.
Number 2. Would you take more?
Sorry, I have to go.
Take care on the road.
Sorry to take an early leave.
64. I am awfully sorry.
Number 1. Thank you for the time. I'm awfully sorry.
It's okay.
Number 2. Sorry to have troubled you. I'm awfully sorry.
That's all right.
Number 3. It's my fault. I'm awfully sorry.
It's okay.
65. That's nonsense.
Number 1. The manager is in love with his secretary.
That's nonsense.
Number 2. Actually, you two are a good couple.
That's nonsense.
Number 3. When can we eat the candies for your wedding?
That's nonsense.
66. Forget it.
Number 1. Daddy, please buy an apartment for me.
Forget it. You buy it with your own money.
Number 2. Can you lend me a little more money?
Forget it. I'm penniless.
Number 3.
Mom, can you buy me a car?
Forget it.
67. What a nuisance.
Number 1. I was just going to sleep when the telephone rang.
What a nuisance. How late it was.
Number 2. I was just going out when it started to rain.
What a nuisance. Were you strained wet?
Number 3. I had just bought the cell phone when the thief stole it.
What a nuisance. Anyway, you lost money just to avoid misfortune.
68. I've had enough.
Number 1. Are you talking about me?
Who else can it be?
I've had enough.
Number 2. Don't make casual remarks.
Are you talking to me?
Right. I've had enough.
69. Sure.
Number 1. Can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Number 2. Can you lend me your car?
Sure.
Number 3. Can you help me move?
Sure.
70. That's a good idea.
Number 1. Shall we drive to make a trip?
That's a good idea.
Number 2. Shall we go to the World Park?
That's a good idea.
Number 3. Shall we go for the late American movie?
That's a good idea. 71. How can it be?
Number 1. The boss said that we should all work for the weekend.
How can it be?
Number 2. My newly bought computer has broken.
How can it be?
Number 3. He said he would not attend our party.
How can it be?
Yeah, why doesn't he keep his words?
72. Ask for trouble.
Number 1. Your son's just pricked someone's tire.
He's asking for trouble.
Number 2. I had my key locked in the house.
You're asking for trouble.
Number 3. I helped to carry the stuff and had my waist sprained.
You're asking for trouble.
73. No wonder.
Number 1. My phone at home had broken down.
No wonder I couldn't get through.
Number 2. They are twins.
No wonder they look like each other so much.
Number 3. This is my husband.
No wonder he looks so meek.
74. Incredible.
Number 1. The football star was disabled.
Incredible.
Number 2. The author did not have much schooling.
It's incredible.
Number 3. I wonder why he's so bad-tempered.
Incredible.
75. Have some mercy.
Number 1. Xiao Wang, please lend me 200 yuan.
No way. You haven't returned the sum I lent you last time.
Have some mercy. I'll return all at once.
Number 2. Please have some mercy. Will you put in a word to the boss for me?
Sorry, but I don't think I can.
Number 3. Please have some mercy. Give me another chance.
No, you never keep your word. 76. Wait for me.
Number 1. If you go on dawdling like this, I'll go first.
Please wait for me. I'm ready in 1 second.
Number 2. Xiao Zhang, please wait for me.
Hurry up.
Number 3. The bus is coming. Hurry up.
Wait for me. My shoe is off.
77. It makes sense.
Number 1. More passengers will make the taxi fee lower.
It makes sense.
Number 2. Girls had better study liberal arts.
It makes sense.
Number 3. You'd better open a company yourself.
It makes sense.
78. I feel the same.
Number 1. She seems to have a lover.
I feel the same.
Number 2. He seems to be good for nothing.
I feel the same.
Number 3. He is not confident enough.
I feel the same.
79. What a rotten thing to do.
Number 1. He still doesn't appear at this time.
What a rotten thing to do.
The plane is taking off.
Number 2. Give me another 20 yuan. I've run out of money again.
What a rotten thing to do. You'd better be thrifty.
Number 3. I failed again.
What a rotten thing to do. You'd better drop out.
80. What a pity. Number 1. It's going to rain. Let's go home.
What a pity.
Number 2. I won't go. I'm otherwise engaged.
What a pity.
Number 3. Do you have the things I want?
Sorry, I forgot to take them.
What a pity. I was happy for nothing.
81. You were good.
Number 1. My team was lost for yesterday's football match.
Anyway, you were good.
Number 2. Is our performance successful?
Needless to say, you were great.
Number 3. Are you satisfied with me today?
Great. You were good.
82. Come on, be in high spirits.
Number 1. Finish your homework right now.
No, I can't do it anymore. I'm too tired.
Come on, be in high spirits.
Number 2. What a shame. I failed again.
Come on, be in high spirits.
Number 3. I don't think I'm qualified for this job.
Come on, be in high spirits.
Why don't I have the courage?
83. I didn't mean it.
Number 1. How did you break the glass?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean it.
Number 2. Why do you have such a loud voice?
Sorry, I didn't mean it.
Number 3. Who broke the computer?
I did, but I didn't mean it.
84. Don't mind.
Number 1. Please don't mind. My home is too messy.
Mine is no better.
Number 2. How can he talk in this way?
Please don't mind. Actually, he's not a bad guy.
Number 3. Will you not behave like quarreling?
Please don't mind. He only has a very loud voice.
85. What a shame.
Number 1. Why do you earn so much but wear so shabby clothes?
I don't mind.
What a shame.
Number 2. The university professor often swears.
What a shame.
Number 3. Look at your poor old bike. What a shame.
I don't care.
86. How shameful.
Number 1. The professor often spits around.
How shameful.
Number 2. This intellectual isn't kind to his parents.
How shameful.
Number 3. The film star even steals things.
How shameful.
You can't admire them too much.
87. Take your time.
Number 1. I can't understand the teacher.
Don't worry. Take your time.
Number 2. I can't finish so much work in one day.
Take your time and don't worry.
Number 3. The working environment here is too poor.
Take your time. It'll improve.
88. It takes time. Number 1. I have broken up with several girlfriends.
It takes time to find a proper one.
I'll never make girlfriends.
Number 2. You look happy recently.
I still haven't found a job with good salary.
It takes time to find a good one.
89. Don't mention it.
Number 1. I'm so grateful to you.
Don't mention it.
Number 2. Thank you very much for your help.
Don't mention it.
Number 3. You are such a good person.
Don't mention it.
90. My pleasure.
Number 1. Thank you for your care.
My pleasure. Don't mention it. Number 2. Thank you for your help.
My pleasure.
Number 3. Thank you for your care all the way.
My pleasure.
91. It can't be true. Number 1. We are divorcing.
It can't be true.
Number 2. I do love to chat with you.
It can't be true. I'm really happy to hear that.
Number 3. The fashion is only popular among the young.
It can't be true. I like it too.
92. How can he?
Number 1. The boss said we would work for the weekend.
How can he make us work?
Number 2. The boss scolded Xiao Wang just now.
How can he treat him like that?
Number 3. He borrowed money and never returned it.
How can he do that?
93. Really?
Number 1. You speak really good English.
Really? Is it true?
Number 2. Your English scores are number 1 in the whole grade.
Really? Is it true?
Number 3. Your notice for university enrollment is here.
Really? Let me see.
94. How can it be?
Number 1. I hear that Xiao Wang has divorced.
How can it be?
Yeah, they used to be a loving couple.
Number 2. The company decided to send you to study abroad.
How can it be?
Why can't it be?
95. Thanks.
Number 1. Thanks.
It's all right. Nothing serious.
Number 2. Let me accompany her to the hospital.
Thanks.
Number 3. I'm so exhausted. I've finished it at last.
Thanks. 96. Thank you so much.
Number 1. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it.
Number 2. Please let me help you to clean the room.
Thank you so much.
Number 3. Don't worry, I'll help you.
You are so warm-hearted. Thank you so much.
97. Alas.
Number 1. Alas, terrible.
What is it?
Number 2. Alas.
What's happening?
Number 3. Alas.
Will you keep calm? 98. Good heavens.
Number 1. Good heavens, you are so great.
Yeah, thanks.
Number 2. Today, the two guys were in a fight.
Good heavens, it was terrible.
Number 3. Good heavens, you've changed another car.
Well, yes.
99. It was expected.
Number 1. The Chinese men's football team lost again.
It was expected. Number 2. Mom, I failed again.
It was expected.
Number 3. I was number 1 from the bottom in this contest.
It was expected.
100. Sorry to disturb you.
Number 1. Sorry to disturb you.
It's okay.
Number 2. Sorry to disturb you. May I join your talk? Sure, I'm Sarah. How are you?
Number 3. Sorry to disturb you, but how do I get to Parker Street?
Just go straight. You'll not miss it.
101. Please forgive me.
Number 1. It's all my fault. Please forgive me.
Nothing serious. I also made a mistake.
Number 2. I was mistaken in blaming you. Please forgive me.
Please, don't mention it.
Number 3. I was mistaken. Please forgive me.
It's okay. Please don't think about it anymore.
102. It depends on me.
Number 1. They are all eliminated.
Nothing serious. It depends on me.
Number 2. Who would like to give it a try?
It depends on me.
Number 3. Can you manage it? Don't make a fool of yourself.
It's all right. It depends on me.
103. Terrific, isn't it?
Number 1. You finished the exam so quickly.
Terrific, isn't it?
Number 2. Is this your paper?
Terrific, isn't it?
Number 3. Is this your school report card?
Terrific, isn't it?
104. Great.
Number 1. We'll go out to dinner.
Great.
Number 2. Shall we go to the Jinbai Wan restaurant to have roast duck?
Great.
Number 3. Shall we have dumplings?
Great.
105. That sounds reasonable.
Number 1. The weather is changing. Shall I send an umbrella to the kid?
That sounds reasonable.
Number 2. You'd better go to study in France.
That sounds reasonable.
Number 3. It's hard for him to distinguish from others.
That sounds reasonable.
106. Everything will be all right.
Number 1. Why do you always lose your temper?
Our life is too hard now.
Everything will be all right.
Number 2. The child is too naughty and would not listen to us.
He'll grow up and everything will be all right.
I don't think he has a future.
107. Face the reality.
Number 1. I must distinguish myself from other people.
You are in your 80s. Please face the reality.
Number 2. Shall we open a shop by ourselves, darling?
Come on. We are short of money. Face the reality.
Number 3. I want to divorce and set up a new family.
Will you face the reality?
108. How come?
Number 1.
My husband is in love with some other woman.
How come? He's not that kind of man.
How can I cheat you?
Number 2. My son has left home and wouldn't come back.
How come?
Number 3. I heard that you got a raise.
Where did you get that news? How come?
109. By no means.
Number 1. My old husband was sent to hospital last night.
He is by no means in a hospital now. How robust he is.
Number 2.
Maybe she has forgotten your wedding anniversary.
By no means she'll do that.
Number 3. I haven't seen your kid's grandpa.
He died last year.
It's by no means true.
110. Don't be noisy.
Number 1. Don't be noisy. Everybody's sleeping now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number 2. Don't be noisy. What are you doing now?
I'm doing gym now.
Number 3. Why do you come back so late?
Don't be noisy or others will laugh at us.
111. Be patient. Number 1. Would you stop driving? The kid is annoyed.
Be patient. We'll be home soon.
Number 2. Be patient. Don't lose your temper.
Will you stop annoying me? Number 1. I should apologize to her.
You are out of your mind.
Number 2. It's you who spreads the rumor, isn't it?
You are out of your mind.
Number 3. Let me see who writes to you.
You are out of your mind.
113. That's not fair.
Number 1. I'll live in the big room and you'll be in the smaller one.
No, that's not fair.
Number 2. I'll travel and you stay home to look after everything.
No, that's not fair.
Number 3. How about you taking this and my eating that one?
No, that's not fair.
114. It's all my fault.
Number 1. Don't be angry anymore. It's all my fault.
It's okay.
Number 2. It's too noisy. I can't get to sleep.
It's all my fault.
Number 3. It's all my fault.
It's my fault too.
115. I'm sorry.
Number 1. I'm sorry to have stamped on your foot.
It's okay. You didn't mean to.
Number 2. Shall we walk around the streets together?
Sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Number 3. Would you like to go buy some clothes with me?
Sorry, I have no time now. 116. That's too much.
Number 1. He drove the car away and he would not come back.
That's too much.
Number 2. He said he would come. How can he change his mind?
That's too much.
Number 3. I'm sorry, I broke your computer.
That's too much.
117. What a shame.
Number 1. What a shame. How can you live together without marrying?
But Mom, we're in love.
Number 2. I've heard that she's pregnant without marrying.
Really? What a shame.
Number 3. His son is sentenced into prison now.
What a shame. They dare not see people.
118. Don't brag.
Number 1. I won a great prize yesterday.
Don't brag. I don't believe you.
Number 2. I get full scores every time I take exams.
Don't brag.
Number 3. Last month, I bought a car with 300,000 yuan.
Don't brag. I think it is for the company use, right?
119. It's not so easy.
Number 1. He will listen to me on this. Let me handle it.
I'm afraid it's not so easy.
Number 2. That's easy. I'll get it fixed in a second.
I'm afraid it's not so easy.
Number 3. Recently, I've just changed to a better paid job.
I'm afraid it's not so easy.
120. Fancy.
Number 1. She looks younger and younger.
Fancy seeing that.
Number 2. She married a big bucks.
Fancy knowing that.
Number 3. How can he get cancer?
Fancy knowing that.
121. No wonder. Number 1. She goes for beautification every week.
No wonder her skin looks so good.
Number 2. She once was my girlfriend.
No wonder you hate her.
Number 3. I've got something to ask for your help.
No wonder you are here.
122. I would say,
Number 1. You are too heavy. You need to do more exercise.
I would say,
Number 2. My dear husband, will you stop taking alcohol?
I would say,
Number 3. It's so smoky. Will you stop smoking?
I would say,
123. That's true.
Number 1. It's too dangerous to go out in the evening.
That's true.
Number 2. The kid is too much spoiled.
That's true.
Number 3. Why won't we save a little to buy a computer?
That's true.
124. Thanks a lot.
Number 1. I've got what you want.
Thanks a lot.
Number 2. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure.
Number 3. Thanks a lot.
It's my pleasure.
125. Thank you for your hard work.
Number 1. Thank you for your hard work.
You are welcome.
Number 2. Mom, thank you for your hard work.
You're growing up, son.
Number 3. Thank you for your hard work.
Well, it's my pleasure.
126. Ungrateful.
Number 1. I've heard that you are going to be promoted to be the section chief.
I don't want to be. I'll quit.
You are so ungrateful.
Number 2. Our director's daughter seems to be in love with you.
But I don't love her.
So you are so ungrateful.
127. He's impossible.
Number 1. I heard that he was fired by the boss again.
He's impossible.
Number 2. I've told him so many times, but he would never listen to others.
He's impossible.
Number 3. He tends to sleep a lot in class.
He's impossible.
128. Go ahead.
Number 1. I would pass the exam if I worked a little harder.
Go ahead. Try to pass it.
Number 2. I'll try to pass the exam for graduate school.
Go ahead. You'll do it.
Number 3. Tomorrow I'll have an interview for manager.
Go ahead. I support you.
129. Don't get baffled.
Number 1. I think the English grammar is too difficult.
Don't get baffled. You will learn it well.
Number 2. I don't think I can be cured.
Don't get baffled. Take the time.
Number 3. It's so difficult to find a proper job.
Don't get baffled. You will find one.
The competition nowadays is getting tougher and tougher.
130. Follow me, please.
Number 1. Excuse me, can you tell me where the toilet is?
Follow me, please.
Number 2. Can you tell me which room Mr. Lee stays in?
Follow me, please.
Number 3. Excuse me, where is the elevator?
Follow me, please.
131. Just buy it.
Number 1. The suit is a little expensive. Shall we buy it?
Just buy it.
Number 2. The car is a little expensive. Shall we buy it?
The price is not so bad. Let's just buy it.
Number 3. Is the apartment expensive?
Not quite. Let's just buy it.
132. You can depend on me.
Number 1. It's so late. How can we go back home?
Don't worry. You can depend on me.
Number 2. I just can't learn English.
Don't worry. You can depend on me.
Number 3. What shall we do?
Don't worry. You can depend on me.
Number 133. You must courage up.
Number 1. I didn't expect to be fired by my boss.
You must courage up.
Number 2, I don't have any prospects.
You must courage up.
Number 3, my son has no great future.
Come on, you must courage up.
134. Have a nice day.
Number 1, have a nice day. Drop in when you have time.
Goodbye.
Number 2, goodbye, good night.
Good night and have a nice day.
Number 3, mind your steps. Bye-bye.
Have a nice day.
135. It's all right.
Number 1, sorry I'm late again.
It's all right. Be careful next time.
Number 2, she seems to be annoyed by me.
It's all right. She's just like that.
Number 3, you should lose weight.
It's all right. My cholesterol isn't high at all.
136. Don't worry.
Number 1, why are you so gloomy?
My mom has cancer.
Don't worry. The disease should be treated immediately.
Number 2, you seem to be very busy recently.
Me? I'm laid off now.
Don't worry, you will find a job.
Number 3, I don't have a family now.
Don't worry, let me give you a hand.
137. I'm leaving.
Number 1, it's getting dark. I gotta go.
Please stay for a little longer. It's not late.
Number 2, I've gotta go.
There's no hurry. I'll see you home.
Number 3, I've gotta go.
Please stay for a little longer. It's still early.
138. Drop in any time.
Number 1, I've got to go.
Okay, drop in any time.
Number 2, drop in any time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Number 3, drop in any time.
Sure, goodbye.
139. My pleasure.
Number 1, thank you for coming to see me.
My pleasure.
Number 2, thank you for your help.
My pleasure.
Number 3, thank you for taking care of me.
My pleasure.
140. We are such good friends.
Number 1, thank you for your great help.
Come on, we are such good friends.
Number 2, so please help me with this.
Don't mention it. We are such good friends.
Number 3, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
Forget it. We are such good friends.
141. No problem.
Number 1, will you come over to help me with the work?
No problem.
Number 2, will you buy the book for me?
No problem.
Number 3, will you help me with the tea?
No problem.
142. You startled me.
Number 1, is it you? You startled me.
What are you afraid of?
Number 2, do you think I turn out cool?
You startled me.
Number 3, don't move. Hands up.
You startled me. It's you.
143. Uh-oh.
Number 1, uh-oh, the key's locked in the house.
We're in trouble.
Number 2, uh-oh, we're encountering a thief now.
Calm down.
Number 3, Uh-oh, I'm late again.
Don't be afraid. Find an excuse.
144. You are so kind.
Number 1. Here's your birthday gift.
You are so kind.
Number 2. I prepared the dinner specially for you.
You are so kind.
Number 3. Here's the necklace you like.
You are so kind. 145. My pleasure.
Number 1. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Number 2. I'm sorry for bothering you.
My pleasure.
Number 3. Sorry to have interrupted you.
My pleasure. 145. Now let's say goodbye.
Number 1. Take care. I'll not see you off.
Now let's say goodbye.
Take care.
Number 2. Now let's say goodbye.
Bye-bye and welcome back.
Number 3. See you soon.
Let's say goodbye.
147. See you soon.
Number 1. Goodbye.
Okay, see you soon.
Number 2. See you next time and bye-bye.
See you soon.
Number 3. It's getting late. I've got to go.
Okay, see you soon.
148. Same to you. Number 1. How beautiful you are.
Same to you. You are beautiful too.
Number 2. You sing so well.
Same to you.
Number 3. How well you speak English.
Same to you.
149. That's right.
Number 1. Is this your girlfriend?
That's right.
Number 2. I heard that you had just bought a new apartment.
That's right.
Number 3. I heard that you were laid off.
That's right.
150. Sure, no problem.
Number 1. Will you help me when I have difficulties?
Sure, no problem.
Number 2. Would you drive my mother to the hospital?
Sure, no problem. Number 3. Will you get newspapers for me?
Sure, no problem. 151. Let's go Dutch.
Number 1. Who treats for today's dinner?
Let's go Dutch.
Number 2. Let me treat you.
No thanks. Let's go Dutch.
Number 3. Please take out the bill. I'll pay.
Let's go Dutch.
152. Bill, please.
Number 1. Waitress, bill please.
It's 520 yuan.
Number 2. Are you ready? Shall we leave now?
Just 1 minute. Bill, please.
Number 3. Bill please. Keep the change.
Really? Thank you so much.
153. See you next time.
Number 1. Take care.
See you next time.
Number 2. Drop in next time.
Sure, I will. See you next time.
Number 3. Be careful, don't fall down.
See you next time.
154. You don't have to see me off.
Number 1. You don't have to see me off. Bye-bye.
Drop in next time.
Number 2. I'll see you to the gate.
Please don't come to see me off. Bye-bye.
Number 3. I'll not see you off. Goodbye now.
You don't have to see me off. Bye-bye.
155. That's too much.
Number 1. I finished all the dumplings.
That's too much.
I didn't know you would come back to lunch.
That's too much.
Number 2. He pretended not seeing us.
That's too much.
He didn't want to say hello to us.
156. Unreasonable.
Number 1. The boy even beats his mother.
Unreasonable.
Number 2. Her husband is always having affairs with other women.
Unreasonable.
I think she'd better divorce him.
Number 3. He never returns money he borrows from others.
Unreasonable.
157. I'm only anxious too.
Number 1. Would you like to travel with us?
I'm anxious to do that.
Number 2. She said she would treat you to a dinner.
I'm anxious to.
Number 3. Do you want to be my boyfriend?
I'm anxious to.
158. I hope so.
Number 1. I assure you will pass the exam for graduate school.
I hope so.
Number 2. I'm sure you'll find a good job in the future.
I hope so.
Number 3. Your child will surely have a bright future.
I hope so.
159. Don't mention it.
Number 1. Thank you for carrying the stuff for me.
Don't mention it.
Number 2. Thank you for helping me with the homework.
Don't mention it.
Number 3. You are so kind. Thank you very much.
Don't mention it.
160. Please don't say that.
Number 1.
You are such a nice man.
Don't say that.
You are of great help to me.
Number 2. I've given you too much work to do.
Please don't say that.
Number 3. Thank you for all the help.
Please don't say that.
161. Something goes wrong.
Number 1. Something goes wrong. She wants to jump from the building to commit suicide.
Why would she do that?
Number 2. Something goes wrong.
Don't worry. We've got to think of a way.
Number 3. Something goes wrong.
Why don't we call the police at once?
162. My goodness.
Number 1. My goodness, how can you be that thin?
I've just recovered from a serious disease.
Number 2. I heard a dog bit him.
My goodness.
Number 3. My goodness, the key is lost.
Don't worry, let's look for it.
163. Take it easy.
Number 1. I feared that you would fail in English.
Take it easy.
Number 2. I don't dare to talk to him. He's too serious.
Take it easy. He's very agreeable.
Number 3. Are you a good driver?
Take it easy. You'll be okay.
164. Cheer up.
Number 1. How's your exam?
Not very well. Actually, it's terrible.
Cheer up. I'll help you with it.
Number 2. I'm too slow to learn anything.
Cheer up. Take the time.
Number 3.
My girlfriend is in love with another man.
Cheer up, you may find a better girl.
165. Excuse me.
Number 1. Excuse me, may I go this way?
Please go this way.
Number 2. Will you stop pushing?
Excuse me, may I go this way?
Number 3. Stop pushing, will you?
Excuse me, please.
166. I feel so bad about it.
Number 1. Excuse me, I feel so bad about it.
Please, don't mention it.
Number 2. Why did you leave without saying goodbye?
I feel so bad about it.
Number 3. How can you leave without closing the door?
I feel so bad about it.
167. Nothing to say.
Number 1. Shall we have a good talk?
Nothing to say, I'm afraid.
Number 2. Don't be pissed off, just say it if you like to.
Nothing to say, actually.
Number 3. We don't have enough communication.
As we have nothing to say.
168. Long time no see.
Number 1. Long time no see.
Yeah, what are you busy with?
Number 2. Long time no see.
Yes, how are you?
Number 3. Long time no see.
We haven't seen each other for 2 months.
169. How's life?
Number 1. It's been a long time we haven't seen each other.
Yeah, how's life?
Number 2. How's life?
Fine, just fine.
Number 3. We've departed for 1 year, right?
Right, how's life?
170. That's settled. Number 1. May I do like that?
That's settled.
Number 2. Can he just drop out if he hates school?
That's settled.
Number 3. Why can't he just do whatever he likes?
Okay, that's settled.
171. Sort of.
Number 1. Isn't he talented?
Sort of. Number 2. Have you won another gold medal?
Sort of.
Number 3. Can I leave the hospital?
Sort of. 172. How's everything going recently?
Number 1. How's everything going recently?
Just fine. How about you?
Number 2. How's everything going recently?
Just so-so. How are you?
Number 3. How's everything going recently?
Not so bad. How about you?
173. How's everything?
Number 1. Long time no see. How's everything?
I'm just fine.
Number 2. How's everything? Is everything all right?
Not so well.
Number 3. How's everything? Are you fine?
Bad luck struck me these days.
174. Shut up.
Number 1. I'll do whatever I like. Leave me alone.
Shut up. How dare you?
Number 2. Shut up. You have no right to talk here.
That's tyrannical.
Number 3. Leave him alone. He may do whatever he likes.
Shut up.
175. Be good.
Number 1. Will you do your homework and then go to play? Be good.
Okay, I'll do it right now.
Number 2. Mom, may I watch the cartoon?
Be good. Watch it after dinner.
Number 3. Be good and clean the table.
You always give me too much housework to do.
176. Let me do it myself.
Number 1. Are you thirsty? Would you like a cup of tea?
Let me do it myself.
Number 2. Let me help you with washing the clothes.
No, let me do it myself.
Number 3. You've got so much stuff. Let me help you.
No thanks. Let me do it myself.
177. I'll check it out.
Number 1. Mom, the bell is ringing.
I'll check it out.
Number 2. It's so noisy outside. What's up?
I'll check it out.
Number 3. It seems that somebody's knocking on the door.
I'll check it out.
178. It was really terrible.
Number 1. How's your interview today?
It was really terrible.
Number 2. How's your exam today?
It was really terrible.
Number 3. How's your match today?
It was really terrible. We lost.
179. Tough luck.
Number 1. Just when I got on the bus, I had my wallet stolen.
Tough luck.
Number 2. Just when I got in front of the queue, the tickets were sold out.
Tough luck.
Number 3. Just when I went to bed, someone knocked on my door.
Tough luck.
180. Are you kidding?
Number 1. I decided to stop eating from today on.
Are you kidding? Hell of it.
Number 2. Shall we get married?
Are you kidding?
Number 3. Shall we buy a car?
Are you kidding? Where's the money?
181. It's absolutely unnecessary.
Number 1. Shall we find someone for help?
It's absolutely unnecessary.
Number 2. Do you still like to wear this?
It's absolutely unnecessary.
Number 3. It's going to rain. Take an umbrella.
It's absolutely unnecessary.
182. Don't worry.
Number 1. My daughter is ill. I'm worried so much.
Don't worry. She'll recover in a couple of days.
Number 2. I wonder if I can pass the entry exam for university.
Don't worry. You'll surely succeed.
Number 3. I doubt if the rain will stop in a while.
Don't worry. It's just a spell of storm. 183. Take it easy.
Number 1. I'm afraid I'll fail the exam.
Take it easy. You won't.
Number 2. Look, there's a big yellow dog in front of us.
Take it easy. It won't bite you.
Number 3. I worry so much for my husband's health.
Take it easy. He's getting better now.
184. Hurry up.
Number 1. Hurry up.
Wait for me. I'm too tired to walk.
Number 2. Wait for me. Let me change my clothes.
Hurry up.
Number 3. I am too tired to get up.
Hurry up. Don't delay the time.
185. Go away.
Number 1. Go away. It's dangerous here.
Oh, I see.
Number 2. Go away. Stay far from me.
Why are you angry with me?
Number 3. Go away. I don't want to see you.
I don't want to see you either.
186. Not interesting.
Number 1. How about the TV series?
Not interesting.
Number 2. Shall we go to the Dongdan Park?
Not interesting. I don't want to go there.
Number 3. How do you like the film The Red Sorho?
Not interesting. I shouldn't have been there.
187. Just so-so.
Number 1. How's everything going with you?
Just so-so, not too bad.
Number 2. How do you like my skirt?
Just so-so, not too bad.
Number 3. How's the life in your family?
Just so-so, around the middle level, I think.
188. He's okay.
Number 1. How do you like the boss?
He's okay. It's hard to tell.
Number 2. How about the boyfriend I introduced you to?
He's okay. Just so-so.
Number 3. How's the waiter here?
He's okay. Not so good.
189. Not too bad.
Number 1. How do you like the dishes here?
Not too bad, but not really delicious, though.
Number 2. Are you busy lately?
Not too bad, not really busy.
Number 3. How do you like the cantaloupe?
Not too bad, it's quite sweet.
190. Nothing much.
Number 1. Has your hometown changed much in these years?
Nothing much.
Number 2. Is your husband getting much better lately?
Nothing much.
Number 3. Is there any progress in your going abroad?
Nothing much.
191. Not as decent as expected.
Number 1. How's your losing weight?
Not as decent as expected.
Number 2. How's your oral defense?
Not as decent as expected.
Number 3. How's your interview?
Not as decent as expected.
192. It has all come to nothing.
Number 1. How's your English exam?
Don't mention it. It has all come to nothing.
Number 2. How's your plan to make a trip abroad?
Don't mention it. It has all come to nothing.
Number 3.
How are you getting along with your girlfriend?
Well, it has all come to nothing.
193. I'm screwed.
Number 1. The boss saw you late today.
This time I'm screwed.
Number 2. Today, the boss saw you play games on the internet.
I'm screwed.
Number 3. The boss told us to work for 2 extra hours today.
I'm screwed because I have an appointment then.
194. Well done.
Number 1. I cleaned the room all over yesterday.
Well done.
Number 2. Zhang Yining has won the champion in this ping-pong match.
Well done.
Number 3. I taught him a lesson yesterday.
Well done.
195. It's awesome.
Number 1. What do you think of his dance?
It's awesome.
Number 2. He worked out such a difficult subject.
It's awesome.
Number 3. What do you think of his mimicking singing?
It's awesome.
196. A cool guy.
Number 1. Look, how do you feel my clothes?
A cool guy.
Number 2. How do you like that singer?
He is a cool guy.
Number 3. What do you think of my current boyfriend?
He is a cool guy.
197. Wonderful.
Number 1. Chinese women volleyball team won the championship again.
Wonderful.
Number 2. The Chinese ping pong team won 6 gold medals.
Wonderful.
Number 3. Look, Beijing Guoan team kicked a goal again.
Wonderful.
198. Fantastic.
Number 1. What do you think of this picture?
Fantastic.
Number 2. What do you think of this music?
Fantastic.
Number 3. What do you think of this design scheme of the designer?
Fantastic.
199. I admire him. I admire her. I admire you.
Number 1. He can recite the Tong poem at such a young age.
I admire him.
Number 2. She is always the number 1 in the exams.
I admire her.
Number 3. She does all the housework herself.
I admire her.
200. How beautiful.
Number 1. What do you think of the scene here?
How beautiful.
Number 2. Do you think I am pretty today?
How beautiful you are.
Number 3. What do you think of the construction style here?
How beautiful.
201. It can't be better.
Number 1. What do you think of my wife's cooking?
It can't be better.
Number 2. What do you think of my decoration of the room?
It can't be better.
Number 3. What do you think of the Sichuan food?
It can't be better.
202. What a handsome guy.
Number 1. What do you think of the young man's appearance?
What a handsome guy.
Number 2. What do you think of my dress?
What a handsome guy.
Number 3. What do you think of my clothing today?
What a handsome guy.
203. Amazing.
Number 1. You can't see a nail on this building here.
Amazing.
Number 2. He has been ranked number 1 for 3 years in the school.
Amazing.
Number 3. He can sing such a high-pitched tone.
Amazing.
204. Bravo.
Number 1. My thesis has passed.
Bravo.
Number 2. My painting sold a good price.
Bravo.
Number 3. My son has passed the exam for Peking University.
Bravo.
205. Terrific.
Number 1. Such a small child can speak such good English.
Terrific.
Number 2. He passed the exam for the PhD candidate.
Terrific.
Number 3. His family bought another new apartment.
Terrific.
206. That was great.
Number 1. She jumped twice in her middle school study.
That was great.
Number 2. He passed the exam for the university without going to middle school.
That was great.
Number 3. He passed the entry exam for graduate school by self-study.
That was great.
207. Great.
Number 1. The Chinese Shenzhou No. 6 satellite is launched successfully.
Great.
Number 2. My daughter was enrolled by Peking University this year.
Great.
Number 3. 5 children of my family are all university graduates and students.
Great.
208. It's exceptionally original.
Number 1. What do you think of her language?
It's exceptionally original.
Number 2. What do you think of the taste of this dish?
It's exceptionally original.
Number 3. What do you think of my Mandarin?
It's exceptionally original.
209. Not bad.
Number 1. What do you think of the bicycle I've bought?
Not bad.
Number 2. What do you think of this new mobile phone I bought?
Not bad.
Number 3. What do you think of my haircut?
Not bad. 210. You are really something.
Number 1. Look at all the dishes on the table.
You are really something.
Number 2. Try the steamed dumpling I made.
You are really something.
Number 3. It was I who decorated my house.
You are really something.
211. How pretty.
Number 1. How pretty this little girl is.
Yes, how pretty she is.
Number 2. What do you think of this little carrot?
How pretty.
Number 3. Shall we buy 1 kilo cucumber?
All right, how pretty they are.
212. Out of date.
Number 1. What do you think of this set of furniture?
It's out of date. Your taste is really bad.
Number 2. How do you like this pair of shoes?
They are out of date. Are they made for peasants, I wonder?
Number 3. What do you think of my clothes?
They're out of date. You look like a countryman when putting them on.
213. Just so-so.
Number 1. How do you like the dishes in this restaurant?
Just so-so. Let's find another one.
Number 2. What do you think of the new teacher?
He is just so-so. Not bad.
Number 3. Does your mom spoil you?
Just so-so. There are many kids in my family.
214. How boring.
Number 1. How was your summer vacation?
How boring. I slept a lot.
Number 2. How do you like this book?
How boring. I just read half of it.
Number 3. Are you satisfied with your current job?
How boring. I want to quit.
215. It's terrible.
Number 1. He spits around.
It's terrible. He's not virtuous.
Number 2. What do you think of the material of this coat?
It's terrible. It's of low quality.
Number 3. He swears a lot. I really don't want to speak to him.
It's terrible. Break up with him.
216. Not so good.
Number 1. How's your relationship going?
Not so good. It's up to him.
Number 2. How do you think of the prospect of your company?
Not so good. We're much indebted.
Number 3. How do you think of the gala for the eve of the Spring Festival event made by CCTV?
Not so good. It's not original.
217. Not good.
Number 1. How's your study recently?
Not good. English grammar seems to be a little difficult for me.
Number 2. How is your company's revenue?
Not good.
Number 3. How are you going with your wife?
Not good. We are in the process of divorce.
218. Much better.
Number 1. I heard that your mom is sick. How is she now?
Much better.
Number 2. I heard that you got ill. Are you feeling better now?
Much better.
Number 3. I hear that you are not feeling well recently. Is it all right?
Much better.
219. Fantastic.
Number 1. Look, this is the new bicycle I bought.
Fantastic.
Number 2. How do you like this new game?
Fantastic.
Number 3. Shall we go for a ride?
Fantastic.
220. What a blast.
Number 1. Did you have a good time today?
What a blast.
Number 2. Let's drink some iced beer.
What a blast.
Number 3. Did you have a good break?
What a blast.
221. It's fascinating.
Number 1. This is your favorite boiled spicy fish.
It's fascinating. I haven't eaten it for a long time.
Number 2. Did you have a good time for the karaoke last night?
It's fascinating.
Number 3. Today, all of these are your favorite Shanghai dishes.
It's fascinating.
222. How exciting.
Number 1. What do you think of bungee jumping?
How exciting. I'd like to play for another time.
Number 2. What did you think of the zoo yesterday?
How exciting.
Number 3. Did you have a good time when you went skating?
How exciting. I hated to come back. 223. I won the lottery.
Number 1. How can you be so happy?
I won the lottery.
Number 2. I won the lottery.
You are so lucky. Really lucky, man.
Number 3. I won the lottery.
That's why you are so happy, I suppose.
224. I'm fascinated.
Number 1. I never see such a good TV series.
I'm fascinated.
Number 2. Did you have a good time during today's spring outing?
I'm fascinated.
Number 3. How about going to Jiuzhaigou tomorrow?
I'm fascinated.
225. There's no need.
Number 1. Let me drive you home.
There's no need. I can go home alone.
Number 2. Let me take care of you tomorrow.
There's no need. Just go ahead.
Number 3. Let me help you wash it.
There's no need. Let me do it myself.
226. Don't bother to do that.
Number 1. Let me accompany you to the hospital.
Thank you. Don't bother to do that.
Number 2. Do you want me to help you?
Thank you. Don't bother to do that. I can manage it myself.
Number 3. Shall we have a cup of tea before leaving?
No thanks. I got something to do.
227. Maybe some other time.
Number 1. How about getting together tonight?
Maybe some other time.
Number 2. How about we go to the concert this evening?
Maybe some other time.
Number 3. How about I invite you to go to Kentucky?
Maybe some other time.
228. Get the hell out of here.
Number 1.
Miss, dance with me.
Get the hell out of here.
Number 2. Get the hell out of here. This is my home.
But it is also mine.
Number 3. Madam, let's get to know each other.
Get the hell out of here. I don't know you.
229. No thanks.
Number 1. Don't go away. Just take something to eat.
No thanks. I've got something else to do.
Number 2. Stay for a little more time, please.
No thanks. I've got to go.
Number 3. Will you have dinner in my home?
No thanks. Maybe some other time.
230. Not now.
Number 1. You should come to Beijing to have fun.
Not now. Maybe I'll try later.
Number 2. How about going to the fitness center tonight?
Not now. I'm otherwise engaged.
Number 3. How about going shopping together tonight?
Not now. Maybe I'll have some other things to do.
231. It's none of your business.
Number 1. Don't always lecture him, okay?
It's none of your business.
Number 2. Will you stop spitting on the ground?
It's none of your business.
Number 3. You must take the crosswalk when you cross the street.
It's none of your business.
232. No thanks.
Number 1. Let me say some good words for you.
No thanks.
Number 3. It's turning cold. Put on more clothes.
No thanks.
Number 3. Do you need my help?
No thanks.
233. Get away from me.
Number 1. Help me to find a job, okay?
Get away from me.
Number 2. Lend me some money, please. I want to buy a bicycle.
Get away from me.
Number 3. It's our fault. We should apologize to him.
Get away from me.
234. Mind your own business.
Number 1. Why do you always play truant?
Mind your own business.
Number 2. It'll do harm to your study if you keep playing games.
Mind your own business.
Number 3. Are you two going along like before?
Mind your own business.
235. Maybe next time.
Number 1. Let's go out to have dinner tonight. It's on me.
Maybe next time. I've got something to do now.
Number 2. Would you like to walk around after work?
No thanks. Maybe next time.
Number 3. It keeps raining. I'm afraid we can't go now.
Maybe next time.
236. Let's talk about it later.
Number 1.
Sir, would you come over?
Let's talk about it later.
Number 2. Shall we discuss the place for fun?
Let's talk about it later.
Number 3. Mr. Manager, would you please sign on it?
Let's talk about it later.
237. You are making a mess.
Number 1. I will go wherever you go.
You are making a mess.
Number 2. Don't forget to take me wherever you go.
You are making a mess.
Number 3. Dad is reading English. Let me go and have a listen.
You are making a mess. You don't understand it at all.
238. Get away from me.
Number 1. It is my fault.
Get away from me. I am in a bad mood.
Number 2. Don't be annoyed. Let me talk with you.
Get away from me. You don't have to.
Number 3. Who are you annoyed with? Why don't you talk to others?
Get away from me. I am annoyed with you.
239. Drop it.
Number 1. Mom, please let me watch TV for a while.
Drop it. Go and study.
Number 2. I'm a little bit tired. I don't want to go.
Drop it. Hurry up. Go now and come back soon.
Number 3. How much do you pay for extra work?
Drop it. Hurry up and go to work.
240. No way.
Number 1. Could you help me to clean the room?
No way. How can you think of this?
Number 2. Could you lend me the computer for 2 days?
No way. What can I do if it's broken?
Number 3. Can you help me to wash the clothes?
No way. You are really lazy.
241. Knock it off.
Number 1. Could you help me to wash the socks? I'll treat you to dinner.
Knock it off. Do it yourself.
Number 2. You have no idea how to respect the senior citizens.
Knock it off.
Number 3. Don't answer back when the adults are talking.
Knock it off. I hate it.
242. Don't bother.
Number 1. Shall I treat you to a drink?
Don't bother.
Number 2. This is the 5 yuan I should return you.
Don't bother.
Number 3. I'll treat you at McDonald's after work.
Don't bother.
243. Don't talk nonsense.
Number 1. I am hungry. I want to get something to eat.
Don't talk nonsense. Go to work.
Number 2. Look at the time. I want to go to sleep.
Don't talk nonsense. Do your homework.
Number 3. I crave for tobacco so much. I want to have a smoke.
Don't talk nonsense. No way.
244. Don't bother me.
Number 1.
Mom, I want to eat an ice cream.
Don't bother me. You only think of eating all the time.
Number 2.
Brother, would you please play the game with me for a while?
Don't bother me. I am busy right now.
Number 3. Would you teach me English?
Don't bother me. Study yourself.
245. Take a hike.
Number 1. In my eyes, we should report to the leader first.
Take a hike.
Number 3. My English is quite poor. Could you help me?
Take a hike.
Number 3. How sumptuous. Is it for me?
Take a hike.
246. Damn.
Number 1.
I heard you married a rich guy?
Damn, how could it be?
Number 2. I heard you won the lottery.
Damn, how could it be?
Number 3. I love you. I would die for you.
Damn it, do you think I believe you?
247. Stay out of it.
Number 1. Don't argue with her. It isn't worthy.
Stay out of it.
Number 2. Don't argue with him anymore. It is useless.
Stay out of it.
Number 3. Don't offend him anymore. He's not to be provoked.
Stay out of it.
248. I appreciate your kindness.
Number 1. Let me see you home.
No, thank you. I appreciate your kindness.
Number 2. I really appreciate your kindness, but I cannot accept this.
Please accept it.
Number 3. Come in and have something to eat.
No, thank you. I appreciate your kindness.
249. Don't mind me.
Number 1. How can you drink wine again?
Don't mind me. I like it.
Number 2. Don't smoke anymore.
Don't mind me. I love smoking.
Number 3. Don't play. Go do your homework.
Don't mind me. You are not my mother.
250. I'm flattered.
Number 1. You even pronounce better than the teacher. Please help me.
I'm flattered.
Number 2. You are the person I admire most.
I'm flattered.
Number 3. Your oral English is so good. You can be my teacher.
I'm flattered.
251. You are flattering me.
Number 1. You really have good manners, and you are clever too.
You are flattering me.
Number 2. You are really good at dressing. Will you tell me how to be in fashion?
You are flattering me.
Number 3. Your dancing is professional.
You are flattering me.
252. Far from being the best.
Number 1. You speak really good English.
Far from being the best.
Number 2. How well you educate your kid.
It is far from being the best. I should learn from you.
Number 3. You sing well.
Far from being the best.
253. I'm flattered.
Number 1. How good your pronunciation is.
I'm flattered.
Number 2. Your English is one of the best here.
I'm flattered.
Number 3. You are very clever. I admire you very much.
I'm flattered. You are clever too.
254. Clumsy.
Number 1. Could you teach me again?
Clumsy. You don't even know how to learn.
Number 2. Please help me to say some good words about this.
Clumsy. You can do nothing.
Number 3. I left the keys home again.
Clumsy. You can remember nothing.
255. Your idea should work.
Number 1. I didn't work out accounts again.
Your idea should work.
Number 2. Just when I went to work, the boss scolded me.
Your idea should work.
Number 3. The girl you presented to me said bye-bye to me.
Your idea should work.
256. Do something really stupid.
Number 1. I really want to explain to him in detail.
You want to do something really stupid?
Number 2. Let's go and stop their quarrel.
You want to do something really stupid?
Number 3. I really want to explain this to the boss.
You want to do something really stupid?
257. You're to blame.
Number 1. The train has left.
You're to blame. You delayed the time.
Number 2. They are arguing.
You're to blame. Why do you spread the rumors?
Number 3. You seem to catch a cold.
You're to blame. You infected me.
258. Why didn't you just say it?
Number 1. Actually, I was in love with you long time ago.
Why didn't you just say it?
Number 2. I really can't go with you.
Why didn't you just say it?
Number 3. I really don't want to go along with you anymore.
Why didn't you just say it?
259. Stop murmuring.
Number 1. Stop smoking, okay?
Stop murmuring.
Number 2. I'll say it again. It's time to get up.
Stop murmuring.
Number 3. The meal is terrible. How can people eat it?
Stop murmuring.
260. Forget it.
Number 1. He doesn't want to learn well. What can I do about this?
Forget it. Don't worry too much.
Number 2. He plays internet games every day.
Forget it. Anyway, he is hopeless.
Number 3. I heard the teacher asked your parents to come to school. Do you know that?
Forget it. Let it be.
261. Bad luck.
Number 1. What's wrong?
Bad luck. The bus has just left when I arrived.
Number 2. Why do you look so tired?
Bad luck. I was scolded by the boss just when I started working.
Number 3. I heard you are laid off again.
Yeah, bad luck, isn't it?
262. I'm pissed off.
Number 1. Your son was in a fight again?
I'm pissed off.
Don't get angry. He is just a kid.
Number 2. I don't want to go back home from now on.
I'm pissed off. What do you want?
I just want to live freely.
263. Hang it all.
Number 1. He said she hates you and hates to see you.
Hang it all.
Number 2. It's his fault. Why would he complain to others?
Hang it all. He's too much.
Number 3. Don't wait for him. He said he won't come.
Hang it all. Why didn't he say it earlier?
264. Get off my back.
Number 1. You two fighting again?
Get off my back. I'll divorce him.
Number 2.
Why is your wife so fierce?
I've had enough. Let's wait and see.
Number 3. You just look like somebody to be pissed off.
I've had enough. I don't want to do it anymore.
265. I'm about to explode.
Number 1. I'm about to explode.
What's going on? Why are you so angry?
Number 2. I'm about to explode.
What's up? Take it easy.
Number 3. I'm about to explode.
What's up? Let me vent your anger.
266. I'll quit it.
Number 1. It's the company's decision. Your salary is not to be increased this time.
I'll quit it.
Number 2. How stupid you are. You can't deal with such a small thing.
I'll quit it.
Number 3. I have not got paid for the extra work I did last month.
Who said you'll be paid?
Okay, then I'll quit it.
267. You deserve it.
Number 1. Look, I am soaked through.
You deserve it. Why didn't you listen to me?
Number 2. I really can't wear the clothes anymore.
You deserve it. Why did you buy the cheap thing?
Number 3. Look how big I am getting.
You deserve it. Why did you eat so much?
268. Leave me alone.
Number 1. Would you go shopping with me?
Leave me alone.
Number 2. Come on. Why so angry?
Leave me alone.
Number 3. What are you doing here alone?
Leave me alone. 269. That's for sure.
Number 1. Are you sure it was he who stole your bike?
Yes, that's for sure.
Number 2. Is this the mobile phone you gave to me?
Yes, that's for sure.
Number 3. Are you sure it was he who said bad words about you?
Yes, that's for sure.
270. Isn't it a bother?
Number 1. When are you going to get married?
Isn't it a bother? Let's talk about something else.
Number 2. You are so hopeless. You can do nothing.
Isn't it a bother? Get off my back.
Number 3. You should go out to find a job. Don't stay at home all day long.
Isn't it a bother? It's easy to say.
271. Sure, no problem.
Number 1. Shall we have a meeting at 11 o'clock?
Sure, no problem.
Number 2. Please buy me a bottle of vinegar, okay?
Sure, no problem.
Number 3. Can I take a hitch, okay?
Sure, no problem. Come and get on.
272. It is needless to ask, isn't it?
Number 1. Where are the things more expensive, in a boutique or a supermarket?
It is needless to ask, isn't it? Of course it's the boutique.
Number 2. Where is the air more fresh, in the city or in the countryside?
It is needless to ask, isn't it? Of course the countryside.
Number 3. Must we buy an apartment before buying a car?
It is needless to ask, isn't it? We've got to get a place to live first.
273. That's for sure.
Number 1. Are you sure you will pass the entry exam for the university?
That's for sure.
Number 2. Am I welcome to work in Beijing?
That's for sure.
Number 3. Would you like to go abroad with me to do business?
That's for sure.
274. I sure know it.
Number 1. Wang Wei is a very popular singer lately.
I sure know it.
Number 2. Liu Wuan has released a new album recently.
I sure know it.
Number 3. The English exam for next Monday is cancelled.
I sure know it.
275. Of course.
Number 1. Do you like to eat Beijing roast duck?
Of course. When will you treat me to that?
Number 2. Do you like dumplings?
Of course.
Number 3. Would you like to improve your living standard?
Of course. It's everyone's intention.
276. Wait and see.
Number 1. I don't think she'll fall in love with you.
Let's wait and see.
Number 2. I think they'll break up sooner or later.
Let's wait and see.
Number 2. Look how I'll handle it with you.
Let's wait and see. It's not finished.
277. Better not.
Number 1. I want to explain this clearly to her.
Better not. Don't ruin the relationship.
Number 2. I want to quit. It is too deceived.
Better not. Be patient.
Number 3. I'd love to fight with him.
Better not. Why do you offend him?
278. Don't butt in.
Number 1. What are we going to eat tonight?
Don't butt in. We're talking about something important.
Number 2. What a nice day today.
Don't butt in. You haven't returned my money.
Number 3. How cool you are in this.
Don't butt in. You haven't answered my question.
279. Take things easy.
Number 1. I had a high blood pressure these days.
Don't get too tired. Take things easy.
Number 2. I write till midnight almost every day.
Don't work too hard. Take things easy.
Number 3. I feel quite weak lately. I seem to have fallen ill.
Don't be tied up with working and making money. Take things easy.
280. Don't make trouble.
Number 1. I want to play games on the internet.
Don't make trouble. I'm surfing the internet at the moment.
Number 2. Can you go for a walk with me?
Don't make trouble. It's raining outside.
Number 3. I want to open the window.
Don't make trouble. How big the wind is.
281. Be open-minded.
Number 1. Too much pressure from work. I really cannot stand it.
Be open-minded.
Number 2. We are both laid off. How can we make a living from now on?
Be open-minded. Let me help you.
Number 3. I lost the salary for the whole month.
Be open-minded. You can still make money.
282. Don't be dubious.
Number 1. Are you angry with what I said?
Don't be dubious.
Number 2. He seemed to hate me.
Don't be dubious.
Number 3. Why don't you speak to me? Are you angry with me?
Don't be dubious.
283. You are worrying for nothing.
Number 1. It is too late. How is he not back?
You are worrying for nothing. He is already in his 20s.
But the road is not safe, you know?
Number 2. Do they want a kid?
You are worrying for nothing. It's their own business.
No, that won't do. I am waiting to see my grandchild. 284. Keep your mouth shut.
Number 1. This is not his fault.
Keep your mouth shut. It's none of your business.
Number 2. Why is the boss always scolding him?
Keep your mouth shut. Don't ask for trouble.
Number 3. Mom, Auntie's dress is really ugly.
Keep your mouth shut.
285. Think positively.
Number 1.
I have made up my mind to divorce her.
Think positively. Actually, she is very nice.
Number 2.
I'll cut it off with him from now on.
Think positively. Don't be so cruel.
Number 3. There is nothing I'd like to hang on with.
Think positively. There will be hope.
286. Stop complaining.
Number 1. Why don't we take a break in such a hot day?
Stop complaining.
Number 2. Why does he do something like that?
Stop complaining.
Number 3. It is regretful that the car has just left before you came.
Stop complaining. Let's take a taxi.
287. It's a no-no.
Number 1. I really want to die.
It's a no-no.
Number 2. I wish I could run away from home.
It's a no-no.
Number 3. I'm sure to tell him this with an opportunity.
It's a no-no.
288. Don't come over.
Number 1. Calm down.
Don't come over, otherwise I'll jump from here.
Number 2. Don't come over. It is dangerous.
I got it, thank you.
Number 3. Don't get agitated.
Don't come over, or I'll kill you.
289. Forget it.
Number 1. This is the 2 yuan I borrowed from you.
Forget it.
Number 2. I'll never be convinced. Why should she speak to me like that?
Forget it.
Number 3. The weight for this is not right. I will discuss this with him.
Forget it.
290. Come off it.
Number 1. They look like gays.
Come off it.
Number 2. They seem to be dating now.
Come off it.
Number 3. The guy seems like a thief.
Come off it.
291. What for?
Number 1. Let's get divorced.
What for? The kids are getting so big.
Number 2. I want to die. Life is boring.
What for? Be open-minded.
Number 3. If you want to break up with me, I will die in front of you.
What for? You can find a better one.
292. Be quick.
Number 1. Be quick. It is too late.
What do you think if I wear this pair of shoes?
Number 2. Be quick. Don't dilly-dally.
Why are you so worried like this? Wait for me for 5 minutes.
Number 3. I'll be ready immediately. Don't worry.
Be quick. The competition will start soon.
293. Stop playing the fool.
Number 1. Are you talking about me?
Stop playing the fool. I am talking about you.
Number 2. When did I promise to hold a birthday party for you?
Stop playing the fool. You said it.
Number 3. I wonder who broke it.
Stop playing the fool. It's you who broke it.
294. Don't beat around the bush.
Number 1. Don't beat around the bush.
All right, I'll just be frank then.
Number 2. You are so beautiful today.
Don't beat around the bush. If you want to say something, just be frank.
Number 3. Don't beat around the bush. What is it?
Could you find a job for me?
295. Don't be silly.
Number 1. Don't be silly. Go back home now. He won't come over.
He said he would come later.
Number 2. He said he would surely help me.
Don't be silly. He would not help you.
Number 3. I won't marry except for him.
Don't be silly. He's in love with someone else.
296. No more excuses.
Number 1. I have to go now. There is a meeting in the company this afternoon.
No more excuses.
Number 2. It's too crowded on the way, and my watch is slow.
No more excuses. The bonus must be deducted.
Number 3. My car broke down on the way, so I am late.
No more excuses. You are still lying about being late.
297. Terrible.
Number 1. He ate our lunch.
Terrible.
Number 2. Time is up. Why hasn't he come?
Terrible. He never keeps his promise.
Number 3. He's always cursing and spitting around.
Terrible. No education.
$298. Look what you did.
Number 1. Mom is angry.
Look what you did.
I am to blame for not listening to Mom.
Number 2. I made her get angry.
Look what you did.
I am to blame. I was too careless with my words.
299. How can you do that?
Number 1. I lost the key to the car.
How can you do that?
Number 2. I don't want to play. I want to go home immediately.
How can you do that? You broke the promise, you know.
Number 3. You go yourself tomorrow. I have something else to do.
How can you do that? Change your mind after making up a decision.
300. You are crazy.
Number 1. Let's go to Tibet to have fun. What a mysterious place.
You are crazy. How much will it be?
Number 2. I want to buy this suit of clothes.
You are crazy. Look at the price.
Number 3. I want to drop out of the school and find something to do.
You are crazy. What can you do without an education?
301. How can you say that?
Number 1. I'm dubious of him to commit the stupidity.
How can you say that?
Number 2. It is all his fault that I was scolded.
How can you say that?
Number 3. He likes to say bad words about the others.
How can you say that?
302. You have the nerve to talk about it?
Number 1. Give me a little more money. I've run out of money.
You have the nerve to talk about it?
Number 2. I've finished with the dumplings. Don't think about them anymore.
You have the nerve to talk about it?
Number 3. My friend usually helps me to clean my room.
You have the nerve to talk about it? 303. You are kidding.
Number 1. Do you know that Wang Hong married Liu Lin?
You are kidding. It is impossible.
Number 2. Li Jing plans to study abroad to be a teacher.
You are kidding. Somebody like her?
Number 3. Are you in love with my classmate, Zhao Ling?
You are kidding. How can that be?
304. You must be dreaming.
Number 1. Please lend me 500 yuan.
You must be dreaming.
Number 2. I want to buy an Audi.
You must be dreaming. You cannot afford even an auto.
Number 2. I will buy another apartment when I have money.
You must be dreaming. You will never have money in your life.
305. Get over yourself.
Number 1. If I call her, she will come.
Get over yourself.
Number 2. If I do not talk to him, he would not stand it.
Get over yourself.
Number 3. Concerning taking pictures, I am the expert.
Get over yourself.
306. That's not too much.
Number 1. Why did you buy so much fruit?
That's not too much.
Number 3. How can you do so much housework?
That's not too much. There will be more on the weekend.
Number 3. How can we get so much homework for today?
That's not too much. Sometimes there's more.
307. No use.
Number 1. If you eat less, you will be slim.
No use. I get fat even with water.
Number 2. How about changing a hospital?
No use. No one can treat me.
Number 3. Could you persuade him to cheap up a little?
No use. He won't listen to anyone.
308. Out of the question.
Number 1. If only I'll win the first prize.
Out of the question.
Number 2. It'll be great if we can go to Changbai Mountain right now.
Out of the question.
Number 3. It'll be great if I were working for the government.
Out of the question.
309. It's impossible.
Number 1. He said he can cook Korean dishes.
It's impossible.
Number 2. No one knew this matter.
It's impossible. How did you know it?
Number 3. I am the most sociable person when working with my colleagues.
It's impossible. I know you too well.
310. Bullshit.
Number 1. I heard that your salary is $10,000 for a month.
Bullshit. Who said so?
Number 2. I heard that your mom got married again.
Bullshit. Rumors.
Number 3. I heard that you bought a car on a mortgage.
Bullshit. I'm rich enough to pay cash.
311. Not me.
Number 1. Is that you who poured tea into the sink?
Not me. I didn't drink tea today.
Number 2. Who left the door unlocked?
Not me. I would not do that stupid thing.
Number 3. Who made the room so messy?
Not me. Maybe my brother.
312. You never know.
Number 1. Why do they quarrel every day?
You never know.
Number 2. Do you know why I have no interest in studying?
You never know. Number 3. Do you know whom your husband went out with?
You never know. I cannot have any control over him.
313. It couldn't be as bad as that.
Number 1. I do not have enough clothes. It is for sure that I will catch cold.
It couldn't be as bad as that.
Number 2. I came home late again. My father will beat me for sure.
It couldn't be as bad as that.
Number 3. As long as the teacher visits the parents, I will be beaten.
It couldn't be as bad as that.
314. Who knows?
Number 1. Why does his family always buy the expensive stuff?
Who knows? Maybe it's because they are rich.
Number 2. Why does this couple quarrel again?
Who knows?
Number 3. Maybe your daughter will enter Beijing University this year.
Who knows?
315. What has happened?
Number 1. What has happened?
My brother-in-law was knocked by a car.
Number 2. What has happened? Why are there so many people here?
I don't know. The police just came.
Number 3. What has happened?
He drank too much and acts shamelessly.
316. Anything else?
Number 1. Waiter, please give me a portion of fruit salad.
Anything else?
Number 2. Anything else?
No thanks. How much is it altogether?
Number 3. Please pass me the towel.
Okay. Anything else?
317. Are you ready?
Number 1. Are you ready?
Almost. Just 1 minute, please.
Number 2. Are you ready? The car has started.
Okay. Please help me to take some.
Number 3. Are you ready?
Not yet. We've got some commodities to get ready.
318. Any discount?
Number 1. Let's go to Shidan department store to buy something.
Is there any discount?
Number 2. Any discount today?
Maybe no discount.
Number 3. Let's go to Wangfujing bookstore to buy books.
Any discount?
319. What's up?
Number 1. I didn't sleep last night.
What's up?
I kept thinking and couldn't sleep.
Number 2. I didn't come to work yesterday.
What's up?
My kid was sick.
320. How does it come out?
Number 1. How does it come out?
It is not clear yet.
Number 2. My dad's test report comes out.
How does it come out?
Well, not very well.
Number 3. Yesterday you had a match competition. How did it come out?
Not very well. We lost.
321. Can I help you?
Number 1. Come in, please. Can I help you?
I want to ask, how much is the pay for working 1 hour?
7 yuan per hour.
Number 2. Can I help you?
Is Mr. Lee at home?
Not yet. Please come in.
322. What's up these days?
Number 1. What's up these days?
Well, just fool around.
Number 2. What's up these days?
As usual, go to work and go home.
Number 3. What's up these days?
I am busy with a project.
So you made good fortune.
323. Are you sure?
Number 1. I am sure I can get profit this year.
Are you sure?
Of course, I'm confident.
Number 2. You can succeed if you do business like this.
Are you sure?
It won't be wrong if you listen to me.
324. You want to bet?
Number 1. Are you sure it will rain this evening?
You want to bet?
Sure. How much?
Number 2. I'm sure he is sleeping right now.
You want to bet?
So what? What do you want to bet?
325. Have you heard?
Number 1. Have you heard?
What happened?
The university students will be charged next year.
Number 2. Have you heard?
What happened?
There are too many university graduates now. It is hard to distribute them.
Really? I have not heard of this.
326. Have you finished?
Number 1. The work is really hard to do.
Have you finished?
Not yet. Almost done.
Number 2. This project really takes time.
Have you finished?
Number 3. This thesis is really hard to write.
Have you finished?
327. Are you alone?
Number 1. Are you alone?
No, there is another one.
Number 2. Are you alone?
No, I am waiting for someone.
Number 3. Are you alone?
Yes.
Can I sit here then?
328. Are you sure?
Number 1. He will not come home to eat tonight.
Are you sure?
Number 2. The company plans to travel next Monday.
Are you sure?
Number 3. Are you sure?
Sure. This business is for sure a deal.
329. Can you believe it?
Number 1. He said he had quit his job.
Can you believe it?
Number 2. He promises he'll never smoke again.
Can you believe it?
Number 3. He said he would never touch 1 drop of alcohol.
Can you believe it?
330. How greedy.
Number 1. It'll be great if I had 1 million yuan.
How greedy. You just know money.
Number 2. I dreamed I had gained 1 million yuan from the stock.
How greedy. You were a real money grabber.
Number 3. How great if I could earn 200,000 yuan in a year.
How greedy. A daydream.
331. Damn it!
Number 1. This thief stole 5 bicycles in a day.
Damn it! Have they got him?
No, he ran away.
Number 2. Power out again on such a hot day.
Damn it. How can we make the day?
The food in the fridge are all melting.
332. How clumsy.
Number 1. I lost the business again.
How clumsy. You can't do anything well.
Number 2. I really dare not offend her. Just bear it.
How clumsy. You are so hopeless.
Number 3. I fear him. I tremble when seeing him.
How clumsy. You are so hopeless.
333. Such a cool hand.
Number 1. Sorry, I got the wrong place.
Such a cool hand.
Number 2. I heard he got into trouble yesterday.
Such a cool hand.
Number 3. He always says some words that the boss doesn't like.
Such a cool hand. He's making trouble every day.
334. You greedy pig.
Number 1. How delicious. I almost dribble.
You greedy pig.
Number 2. I love chicken, duck, fish, and pork.
You greedy pig. Number 3. I'll dribble when seeing dumplings.
You greedy pig.
335. How careless.
Number 1. He always loses stuff.
How careless.
Number 2. He often locks the keys at home.
How careless.
Number 3. I've got to go back home. The meat is on fire.
How careless you are.
336. Stop with that.
Number 1. Stay away. Let me see into the mirror.
Stop with that.
Number 2. What do you think of the dress?
Stop with that. You just know how to spend money.
Number 3. I found I am thinner than before.
Stop with that.
337. Such an old fox.
Number 1. He said he'd chase my goods. Why does he change his mind?
Such an old fox.
Number 2. Today you treat us. Next time it's my turn.
Such an old fox.
Number 3. I was going to treat you to dinner, only I left the wallet at home.
Such an old fox.
338. A coward.
Number 1. I dare not stay home alone.
Afraid of what? A coward.
Number 2. I dare not face him.
A coward. She is not a tiger.
Number 3. I dare not ask him this question.
A coward. Can he eat you?
339. What a family nuisance.
Number 1. Throw out the things if you don't use them.
What a family nuisance.
They are useless and keeping them occupied so much room.
Number 2. Where are the dishes that remained from yesterday?
I threw them away.
What a family nuisance. They can still be eaten.
340. Disgusting.
Number 1. He is just a bootlicker.
So disgusting. Seeing the leader, he behaves as seeing his dad.
Number 2. Every time when he drinks alcohol, he gets drunk and vomits everywhere.
So disgusting. Number 3. Look at the way she's dressed up.
So disgusting, like a pixie.
341. Hell.
Number 1. Hell, why don't you look at the car?
Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
Number 2. He said he will find you to set accounts with you.
Hell.
Number 3. How can you let loose a barrage of abuse?
Hell. Do you want a finger in the pie?
342. Awful.
Number 1. She likes to gossip behind others' backs.
Awful. I'll teach her a lesson later.
Don't get along with her anymore.
Number 2. He usually doesn't buy tickets when he takes the bus.
Awful. How can he take so small advantages?
Lack of morals.
343. Penny pincher.
Number 1. You should pay me back the money you owed me.
Here you are, penny pincher.
Number 2. He said he would lend me his bike, but now he refused.
Penny pincher, I'll lend you mine.
Number 3. It is too expensive. I hate to waste money on it.
Penny pincher, what is it for you to make money?
344. Stingy.
Number 1. Could you lend me the computer for 2 days?
No. What if it is broken down?
Stingy.
Number 2. It's your turn to pay the bill.
I am too poor. How can I have no money?
Stingy.
$345. Good for nothing.
Number 1. They are too strong. Let's give up.
Good for nothing.
Number 2. I have no courage to have the interview.
Good for nothing.
Number 3. I dare not socialize and handle with people.
Good for nothing.
346. A damn fool.
Number 1. I don't know how much my husband earns for a month.
A damn fool.
Number 2. I also don't know the property in my family.
A damn fool.
Number 3. I don't know why my husband always comes home at midnight.
A damn fool. 347. That's bananas. Number 1. Young lady, let's get to know each other.
That's bananas.
Number 2. There is always fighting in her home at midnight.
That's bananas.
Number 3.
Why do you have affairs with other women?
That's bananas.
348. Lack of morals.
Number 1. Look, that guy didn't give his seat to that old man.
Lack of morals? He has no love.
Number 2. None of his children are filial to the old.
Lack of morals. They are brought up in vain.
Number 3. Look, the man is stealing the wallet from the peasant worker.
Lack of morals.
349. 50-50.
Number 1. How do we deal with these things?
It's easy. 50-50.
Number 2. 50-50. I don't agree.
Okay, then you get a little more.
Number 3. Half for me, half for you. Is it okay?
Okay, 50-50.
350. Thank heavens.
Number 1. Anyway, we bought it.
Thank heavens. It's really not easy.
Number 2. Anyway, I graduate from the university.
Thank heavens. How painful.
Number 3. Finally, you passed the exam to go to graduate school.
Thank heavens, your hard work has paid off.
351. Let's go Dutch.
Shall we split the bill?
Number 1. Who's going to pay for our meal?
Shall we split the bill?
Number 2. Shall we pay the bill together?
Shall we split the bill?
Number 3. Are you going to pay the stuff together?
Shall we split the bill?
$352. No comment.
Number 1. Can you tell me who did this?
No comment.
Number 2. Does your dad earn a lot of money?
No comment.
Number 3. I heard your mom is very strict with you.
No comment.
353. Here you are.
Number 1. Can you pass me the clothes?
You are so troublesome. Here you are.
Number 2. Could you please pass me the glass?
Here you are.
Number 3. Could you please pass me the dictionary?
No problem. Here you are.
354. Stupid me.
Number 1. Stupid me. Why can't I do it?
Don't worry. Take it easy.
Number 2. How did you forget it? Think about it again.
Stupid me. I cannot remember.
Number 3. It's easy to learn. Be patient.
Stupid me. Why can't I do such an easy thing?
355. Business is business.
Number 1. Let's find someone to help us on this.
No, business is business.
Number 2. What are we going to do with this?
Business is business.
Number 3. How to deal with these people. They are so pitiful.
But business is business.
356. Beats me.
Number 1. Are you going to give up this chess?
It beats me.
Number 2. Are you going to give up?
Yes, it beats me.
Number 3. Are you going to give in this time?
Yes, it beats me.
357. Horrible.
Number 1. The girls' dorm was broken into last night.
Horrible.
Number 2. The gangster has killed 5 people.
Horrible.
Number 3. I heard there are a lot of snakes in that place.
Horrible.
358. I promise.
Number 1. Can you?
I promise to finish work before going home.
Number 2. I promise I will earn 200,000 yuan this year.
Don't count on it.
Number 3. I promise I will not spit on the ground from now on.
Who believes you?
359. Not certain.
Number 1. Which university are you going to enroll in?
Not certain.
Number 2. When are you going to get married?
Not certain.
Number 3. When are you going to have grandchildren?
Not certain.
360. It's unworthy.
Number 1. This pair of shoes are sold at 500 yuan.
It's unworthy. You are really rich.
Number 2. 1,000 yuan for such a small room?
It's unworthy. They are too greedy.
Number 3. This book is 30 yuan.
It's so unworthy. There is nothing in the content.
361. It isn't about time, is it?
Number 1. Have you got a boyfriend?
It isn't about time, is it?
Number 2. Is your date of giving birth coming?
It isn't about time, is it?
Number 3. When are you going to get married?
It isn't about time, is it?
362. It's a long story.
Number 1. How did they divorce?
It's a long story.
Number 2. You are crying. Can you tell me why?
It's a long story.
Number 2.
How can you and your husband separate again?
Don't mention it. It's a long story.
363. It drives me crazy.
Number 1. The train will start and he's still not here.
Yes, it drives me crazy.
Number 2. What's wrong? You look so bewildered.
It drives me crazy. My mom is staying in the hospital.
Number 3. Why isn't he coming until now?
Yes, it drives me crazy.
364. Lucky you.
Number 1. I found a job as soon as I graduated.
Lucky you.
Number 2. The ticket I bought is the last one left.
Lucky you.
Number 3. I was promoted as soon as I got the job.
Lucky you.
365. It depends.
Number 1. Can you come tonight?
I am not sure. It depends.
Number 2. What can I do if the boss doesn't agree?
I don't know. It depends.
Number 3. Let's go to France to have a tour this year.
It depends.
366. Free of charge.
Number 1. How much is the ticket of the exhibition hall?
You don't have to pay. It's free of charge.
Number 2. How much will it cost each person for this tour?
People don't have to pay. It's free of charge.
Number 3. Is the wine here free?
Yes, it's free of charge.
367. It's too late.
Number 1. Hurry up. It's too late.
Don't worry.
Number 2. Don't dilly-dally. It's too late.
Who said so? It's still early.
Number 3. Please help me to get over the lesson.
It's too late. Tomorrow I'll have an exam.
368. It's another story.
Number 1. Are big eaters also easy to fall asleep?
It's another story.
Number 2. Are smokers good at drinking alcohol too?
It's another story.
Number 3. Are internet surfers very smart?
It's another story.
369. Everything is set.
Number 1. Darling, how's everything going with the preparations?
Everything is set.
Number 2. How are the preparations for the party?
Everything is set.
Number 3. Everything is set. Just go and have a look yourself.
It is not bad.
370. Be there.
Number 1. Let's meet at 7 o'clock tonight.
Be there.
Number 2. Let's meet at the usual place at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
Fine. Be there.
Number 3. Let's meet at the usual place.
Fine. Be there.
371. It's a deal.
Number 1. Come to my home this evening.
Sure, it's a deal.
Number 2. Shall we go to Changbai Mountain to have fun?
Sure, it's a deal.
Number 3. Shall we go to Xidan tomorrow?
Sure, it's a deal.
372. See you around.
Number 1. I'll go to the office before going to see you, okay?
Okay. See you around.
Number 2. I'll go to the bathroom now. Will you leave first?
Okay. See you around.
Number 3. Where are you going?
I have something urgent to do. See you around.
373. See you later.
Number 1. I'd like to go to the supermarket first.
Okay, see you later.
Number 2. I have something else to do now. Please excuse me.
Fine. See you later.
Number 3. I'll go to the office first.
Okay. See you later.
374. Bon voyage.
Number 1. Bon voyage.
Thank you and bye-bye.
Number 2. Tomorrow I'll go to Hangzhou.
Bon voyage.
Number 3. Tomorrow I'll go to Canada to study.
Bon voyage.
375. Best wishes.
Number 1. I will talk about a business deal after a while.
Best wishes.
Number 2. I will go into the examination room soon.
Best wishes.
Number 3. It will be my turn to give a speech.
Best wishes.
376. Good luck.
Number 1. Tomorrow I will go to have the interview.
Good luck.
Number 2. Today I will see the boss who will interview me.
Good luck to you.
Number 3. Tomorrow I am going to see my girlfriend's parents.
Good luck.
377. Slow down.
Number 1. Let me move this table.
Okay, slow down.
Number 2. Excuse me, please let me through.
Slow down.
Number 3. Let me do this work.
Fine. Slow down.
378. Keep in touch.
Number 1. I will give you a call when I arrive in Hangzhou.
Okay, let's keep in touch.
Number 2. Tomorrow I will go to the United States to study.
Fine, let's keep in touch.
Number 3. Sorry, but I really have to go.
Fine, let's keep in touch.
379. Watch out.
Number 1. Watch out, there is a car in front of you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Number 2. They are doing the construction upstairs, aren't they?
Yes, you'd better watch out.
Number 3. Watch out, don't knock your head.
Oh, thank you.
380. There's not much hope.
Do you think he can pass the interview?
There's not much hope.
Number 2. Have you found a job?
There's not much hope.
Number 3. Do you think you can pass the exam of the university?
There's not much hope.
381. Hopeless.
Number 1. I heard your parents had returned from abroad.
You are right. To go abroad is hopeless now.
Number 2. How hopeless our son is.
Hopeless.
Number 3. He is really hopeless.
Yes, he is.
382. It's nothing serious.
Number 1. Are your parents seriously sick?
It's nothing serious.
Number 2. My interview is not so good this time.
It's nothing serious. There are still a lot of opportunities.
Number 3. I did not do very well in my exam.
It's nothing serious. Just keep up the study.
383. Just fit.
Number 1. What do you think of the clothes?
It just fits, neither loose nor tight.
Number 2. What about the taste of the dish?
Just fit, not salty or light.
Number 3. Is this pair of shoes fit for you?
They are just fit, neither big nor small.
384. What a pity.
Number 1. The professor in our building passed away.
What a pity.
Number 2. I failed the exam for Tsinghua University by 1 point.
What a pity.
Number 3. Have you heard that Leslie Chang committed suicide?
What a pity.
385. It's almost done.
Number 1. Have you finished your work?
It's almost done.
Number 2. Darling, have you finished the cooking?
It's almost done.
Number 3. Have you finished your homework?
It's almost done.
386. It's really difficult.
Number 1. I didn't expect that we met here.
It's really difficult.
Number 2. Anyway, I graduate from the university.
It's really difficult.
Number 3. I at last obtained 2,000 yuan.
It's really difficult.
387. I almost forgot it.
Number 1. Tomorrow is Dad's birthday.
Oh, I almost forgot it.
Number 2. Don't forget to take your keys when going out.
Oh, I almost forgot it.
Number 3. Oh, I almost forgot it. Your wife asked you to go home immediately.
Okay, I will go home right away.
388. It's inevitable.
Number 1. My wife and I always have a quarrel.
It's inevitable.
Number 2. The stocks have dropped lately.
It's inevitable.
Number 3. My 2 kids always fight.
It's inevitable.
389. It is not quite finished.
Number 1. Have you finished reading the book?
It is not quite finished.
Number 2. Have you finished writing your thesis paper?
It is not quite finished.
Number 3. Have you finished doing the work at hand?
It is not quite finished.
390. Here it is.
Number 1. Where is my dictionary?
Here it is. I just looked up a word.
Number 2. Where is my bag?
See, here it is.
Number 3. Where is my book?
Here it is. I am reading it.
391. It's a far cry from that.
Number 1. Is Beijing as cold as Jilin in winter?
It's a far cry from that.
Number 2. Are we of the same age?
It's a far cry from that. I am older.
Number 3.
Are you more beautiful than your sister?
It is not a far cry from that. My sister is more beautiful.
392. There is still a glimpse of hope.
This lock is broken. Go and get someone to repair it.
Take it easy. There is still a glimpse of hope.
Number 2. The publisher asked me to go there tomorrow.
There is still a glimpse of hope.
Number 3. How about calling someone to help?
No, there is still a glimpse of hope.
393. I've had too much.
Number 1. How do you like this meal?
I've had too much.
Number 2. Do you like Beijing roast duck?
I've had too much.
Number 3. Take something more.
No, I've had too much.
394. Let's bet.
Number 1. It is for sure that Chinese women volleyball teams win this time.
Let's bet.
Number 2. Are you sure you can pass this interview?
Are you serious? Let's bet.
Number 3. I dare say this will not work.
Let's bet.
395. Sounds good. Number 1. What about taking a walk after dinner?
Sounds good.
Number 2. Shall we see each other tomorrow afternoon?
Sounds good.
Number 3. I've collected and dumped the garbage.
Sounds good.
396. Kind of weird. Number 1. She does not talk to anybody these days.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Number 2. Our maths teacher didn't assign us any homework 2 weeks in a row.
Kind of weird.
Number 3. The light in our dorm is often on and off by itself in the midnight.
Kind of weird.
397. I beg your pardon? Number 1. I made such a big mistake and I beg your pardon.
It's okay, but be careful next time.
Number 2. I beg your pardon? You were saying?
I told you not to nag before me every day.
Number 3. I beg your pardon? I didn't catch what you said just now.
I asked you what you had eaten the day before.
398. Guess what? Number 1. Guess what? The school authority eventually agreed to cancel the wrong decision.
Wow, we students are really something.
Number 2. Guess what? My son has been admitted to Yale University.
Wow, congratulations. Your dream has finally come true.
Number 3. Guess what? The Canadian athletes have achieved 13 gold medals.
No big deal. Our athletes have won 20 gold medals.
399. How sweet. Number 1. I've got you a birthday present and prepared you the dinner.
Oh, how sweet.
Number 2. Grandma, I love you.
Oh, how sweet. I love you too.
Number 3. Please give my best regards to your parents.
How sweet. I will.
400. Congratulations. Number 1. Today is the 10th anniversary of my working in this company.
Congratulations.
Number 2. I will marry Mary next month.
Congratulations.
Number 3. I won the first prize in the competition.
Congratulations.